Now we're going to have a go at getting WordPress going. To get WordPress going, we're going to use Putty this time. We were using WinSCP before, but there's some complicated things to do, and we really need Putty. So I'm going to log in using Putty. My user ID is 400000336 at set08101.napier.ac.uk. So start the server going, and I'm going to cd into public HTML. Now I need to download, well, there's a few things I need. I need the password for my MySQL account. Let's just have a look. That should be in the file below. Nope. Let's go back home. So ls, you should find that you've got a file called mysql.sh at your home directory, and that should include your MySQL password. Let's just try it. So if I look at this mysql.sh, there's my password there. So that's my MySQL password, and we should be able to get into MySQL. MySQL minus u, my number 4000036 minus p, and I'm going to put quotes around it, but no space. And the database I'm using is 4000036. So that gets me into MySQL, and show tables. Oh, looks like I've already got a whole bunch. I'm going to drop all of those. So because I've already done this installation once, I've got a whole bunch of tables I don't need. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a lot of drop table commands to get rid of every single one of those tables, and I'm going to paste them in. And just check that I no longer have any tables. Show tables. It looks like they've all gone. So I've dropped all the tables I had previously. You won't need to do that if you're doing it the first time, but what you do need to know is your MySQL password and your username. So I'm going to go into public HTML, having first made a copy of my password. Let me do that again. So that's my password there. If you paint something, then that puts it into the copy buffer. So I'm going to paint that, and I'm going to paste it into an editor space that I happen to have. I'm just going to paste the password there because I'll be needing that later. What I have to do is download a whole bunch of files from WordPress. So let's find them. I need a Chrome page, and let's go to WordPress. Now there's two sites, there's wordpress.com and wordpress.org, and wordpress.org is the good one. If I go to wordpress.org, and I can say download WordPress, and it should give me a link. What I'm after is a link to the tar file. Get the mobile app, download WordPress, there it is there. Download tar.gz, and it is 6.7 megabytes. So if I right click and copy that link address, what I can now do is cd public HTML, and I want to download that tar file. wget is the command to do that. So right clicking with the mouse puts the copy buffer, what was in the buffer, on the command line, and it downloads WordPress. Fantastic. If I do ls-l, I can see I've got latest.tar.gz. That is WordPress freshly downloaded from the site. I need to unzip that. The command is tar xvf of latest. So I type in LA, hit tab, and it completes it for me. So this should create loads and loads of files on my system. There we go, that didn't take long. If I look now, I've got latest.tar.gz plus this folder called WordPress, and inside WordPress there'll be a whole bunch of files, ls WordPress. So I've got all of those PHP files, and I'm going to see if I can run them. I won't be able to because of the permissions problem that we saw earlier. So here's my WordPress. Now I'm going to go to my page, which is 400036.sct, and I'm going to put in /WordPress. Now this isn't going to work because of the permissions problem. I have to do something complicated. What I have to do is give the WordPress directory permission chmod, and I say group is the one that's missing. It hasn't got group execute permission, so all the directories in there have got to have group execute permission for WordPress, and all of the PHP files must have group read permission. So all the files in there should have read permission. With a bit of luck, that'll take me further, but it still won't solve the problem. Okay, I'm still getting errors. Now, the problem is that it's really quite a complicated structure that's in there. There are lots and lots of files in there. Tree, WordPress. You can see there's a whole bunch of files in there at different levels, and all of them have to have their permissions changed. And there's a good way to do that. It's going to take me just a moment to look up how you do that. I'm going to pause while I look up the Linux commands to recursively change permissions on all of those files. Okay, I did my search, and as usual, Stack Overflow came up trumps. The question is, how do I set chmod for a folder and all its subfolders in Linux? And as is often the case, it's not the first answer that gives me what I want. If I scroll down, I think it's maybe the third answer or the fourth answer here. This is the one I really like. Chmod -r means recursive. I can change that. I don't want A, I want G, and I want to give execute permission to all folders, and it turns out that capital X will just change execute permission for the folders. I don't want to add execute permission to the PHP files. So chmod -r, and I want G plus read on absolutely everything in WordPress. So that is all the PHP files and all of the folders. So that's fine. And you might think that I want to do +X like that to give execute permission on the folders, but I only want the folders done. I don't want to add execute permission to the files as well. So capital X there should change that. Now let's have a look, see if that's made a difference. Reload, and this is looking good. So WordPress is starting up nicely, and it's telling me I'll need the database name, the database username, database password. So the database name and the username are the same. That's your matriculation number. Database password, that was the one we found in the file mysql.sha. Database host will just be localhost. Table prefix we're not going to need. So let's have a go, see if we can get through this. So let's go. All right, so database name then is not WordPress, it is 40000036. Username is the same, that is 40000036, and the password, I copied that somewhere. I wonder if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Copy that and put it in here. And localhost is the database host. Table prefix doesn't matter much. We don't want to run multiple WordPress, let's just submit. Now what it's trying to do is to create a WP config file, but it can't do that because of the way the permission is set up, but I can do that myself. If I copy all this text here, so I'm going to copy, I need to create a file in the WordPress directory, so cd WordPress, and I'll use nano. Nano's nice and easy, so nano. And the file I want to call it is wp-config. So that is wp-config.php. So start that up and right click to paste everything in there. Okay, that didn't work. Let's delete all of that and have another go at copying the text here. So all of this, Control A to select all, and then Control C to copy. And let's try right clicking again. That's it. So I've copied the contents of that file. I'm trying to use the mouse to scroll. You can't use the mouse to scroll, but I can page up and down. That's the file there. To exit nano, I do Control X. It says, do I want to save? Yes, I do. And I do want to save it to that one there. I'll bet it's given it the wrong permission. Let's do ls-l to find out. wp-config.php. And it hasn't got the right permissions. I've got to give read permission on that. So chmod g plus read on wp-config.php. Fantastic, change permissions. And now I've done what it told me to, and let's run the install. Okay, so that went really well. So now I'm at the welcome, and I'm at the world famous 5-minute WordPress installation program. What I want to do is make up this first page, let's try and make a module catalog. So module catalog, and what the hell, we're on the web, let's spell American. Module catalog, username, I usually use Andrew with a 3 for this kind of stuff. Whoa, there it is. And password. Okay, you do want to think about the password here. Your WordPress site is going to be visible to the world, and there are lots of bots out there that would love to take hold of your WordPress site. So you do actually want to have a decent password. And they've suggested one here. That is one awesome password. I'm going to have to change this as soon as the video is finished anyway. What the heck, let's take that. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to keep that in my secret password file. Boom. That is a password that you want to keep secret. Like I say, there are bots out there that are only too happy to take over WordPress sites. My email address, I've long ago given up trying to prevent spam from the internet. So let's give a real email address. Discourage, nah, why discourage? Let's install it. And yes, let's save that. Okay, it looks like it's worked. Now that password, there it is. Lovely job. And remember me, because I don't want to be typing that thing in again. Let's log in. And it looks like WordPress is actually working. I've got my own WordPress site, and I'll come back in the next video and show you how we can make some changes.